So this week is mega open houses, and this was a strategy I used early on. I learned it from Joshua Smith. He's pretty prominent on YouTube. So he created this concept of mega open houses. And basically, we kind of both started in the same place. It was like, what are very low cost lead generating activities? And so that's where open houses come into play. Click. So as we know, like the purpose of an open house, number one, always, and I don't have to preach this to you guys, but always like the duty to the client. So that's what our job is: sell the house, attract as many potential buyers as possible. That's what we're ultimately doing the open house for. However, a byproduct of running a very successful one, which you guys had a lot of success with, is you get all these buyers and neighbors coming in, and we're leveraging our event into the next deal. And then what I found typically throughout my career, this was cut off a little bit, but most sales don't actually come from the open house.
Right.
So it's still, we're trying to get as much to our open house, but naturally just the byproduct of running a well-run is we're going to have more clients in the future. So my approach to open house, it's not moving. Okay. My approach to an open house is make it an event versus just, oh, it's Saturday, I got to work it from 1 to 3. It's just something I have to do. Like, let's make it actually an event. And so the characteristics of being an event, like a concert, whatever else, these things are planned out. There's invites, there's tickets, something like that. So we're creating a buzz with it. And then we got to have an atmosphere when people show up as well to make it memorable. So that's kind of the planning process of open houses and making a buzzworthy event in the neighborhood. And then a common objection I've heard from some agents is, but I don't have a listing. And so what I would do early on is these 3 points. I would ask other agents in the office, hey, can I run an open house for you? I'd ask for sale by owners, or I'd even ask agents from other offices if I could run an open house from them. And oftentimes I was surprised how many would actually let me do that.
Okay, so can I ask you something on this? Like if you do a FSBO, do you just say, hey, you just offer to do it just to do it?
Yep. Like, hey, I totally understand you're trying to sell your house on your own. That's awesome. Usually they say like, hey, we're offering 2.5 buyers commission, whatever. 3% buyer's agent commission. Say, I understand you got your house on your own. I just want to run an open house for you. Help it sell quicker.
And then what do? You list it and everything, or this is where you like get on in social media and mail out
social media and Zillow, because Zillow's sadly the #1 search engine.
Okay.
So you can find them really quick by when you search your area and then just this checkbox by owner and uncheck everything else.
Okay.
Hit done. And then if I remove my boundary and if I'm like, hey, between Franklin, Murfreesboro, Nashville. And
I didn't know that.
I didn't either.
There's 56 right now.
Shut up.
So even like this one says they're actually holding an open house Saturday 1 to 4. So I could say, hey, let me run a mega open house for you, get way more people in the door. And when I'm running an open house for this type of list price, that's the type of people that are going to show up to the house. Or like, like this is kind of now becoming the average price point in Nashville, but $548.
Right.
And it looks really well kept up. So this is what I'm looking for too, is it's only 2 days on the market. So if I target homes to ask, hey, can I run an open house for you? I want low days on market and I want something newer, remodeled, that's going to draw a lot of people in. Versus, let's see, like, not trying to pick on this, but like versus like this house. Yeah. So if I run an open house for this, it's probably not going to have as much traffic as those other homes. But there's 56 calls right here. So I just need 1. That's all I need.
That's right. Okay.
Let's see. So back to kind of creating the event with it. This is kind of a rough schedule of sometimes what I would do, and this can fluctuate, but this is kind of, we got to get really specific with our timeline. So for Monday, if if it's an actual listing of mine, I would put the house listed for sale as a coming soon. So now it's on there. And then Tuesday through Thursday or Tuesday through Friday, however long it takes me, I'm going to start canvassing the neighborhood and kind of divide it up. And I'm looking for at least to hit the 100 closest homes. And then my strategy too, outside of canvassing, is on Monday I list it. So I get a little bit buzz going on Zillow, realtor.com, all that. On Wednesday, I add that there's going to be an open house this weekend. So then the people that are seeing the house and saving it, it dings them again because, hey, now there's an open house listed for this house. And then on Friday, I make the home go active. So now they've gotten another notification from Zillow, realtor.com that, hey, the house you saved is now active. So basically, I'm almost creating reminders by the way I'm structuring this. And then Sunday, we run our open house. I found that Sundays are always better. I have tried so many times with Saturdays, and it's just has not been the same level of activity as a Sunday. And typically I stick to just the classic, like 1 to 3, 1 to 4, something that's the afternoon, especially in Tennessee, it seems like after church or anything like that 1 to 3 is a good block.
You think 1 to 3? Is that what you've seen here?
Yeah, that's what I've done.
So when you say, you say canvas a third of the neighborhood, what are you doing? What does that mean?
I'll show you on the next slide.
Okay. Sorry, go ahead.
This is what I'm doing. So I am creating a flyer. And in the very beginning, I went to the public library and created one, printed it off for 10 cents is what the library charged me. And so even if you don't have a big budget, like you could print 100 of these and whatever that costs, or you have a printer, or you could print one. And the reason I say one is when I'm going around the neighborhood and I'm canvassing, I'm inviting the neighbors to it. And so through my conversation with them, I'm just saying, hey, I don't know if you saw, but I have an open house coming up down the road. Love to see you come by, check out the house, and see one of your neighbors' homes and just see what's going on in the neighborhood. So it's kind of the easiest open house invite versus just a cold door knock, like, hey, do you want to sell your house? And then I always just casually ask them eventually. I say, hey, I'm inviting you to the open house. We start a conversation. And then I ask, how long have you lived here? They say how long. And then I always just throw out, have you ever considered making a move? And it's just a very light and quick, and maybe they say yes, maybe they say no. But then with my one flyer, I say, hey, this is my last copy or my only copy. Can I email you this flyer just so you have it?
Ah, that's the one. Okay.
Yes. So that's my only one. So it's like, it cost me 10 cents, but now I'm walking around and I'm collecting email addresses from all these homeowners.
And then they have your email address. Okay.
Yep.
Gotcha.
And then I can, everything's just a follow-up process. So now I have their email, and then I can let them know, hey, after the open house, hey, we had 30 couples come through. And then the next day, like, hey, we got an offer. Hey, we're pending. Hey, we sold. That way they keep getting notifications from me, and we can start building that relationship.
Okay.
Posting the open house. So number one, MLS, because they do the majority of the work for us when they syndicate to all the major websites. And then I found too, when you have an open house, those major websites, they start pushing your home to more people. So they put little alerts, they put different messages, they send out more notifications when you have an open house tagged to a listing. Number two, make sure it always shows up on Zillow, just because, like I said, they're the #1 search engine for home shoppers. And then other side places I put it, Facebook Marketplace, that's free. Craigslist is free. You can always make a post on Facebook, and then for a couple bucks, you can boost the post. And it's like, you could spend 10, 20 bucks and you can say, hey, I want to hit any Facebook user within a mile radius. So they're all seeing it too. And then other social media. So like Instagram's free, stuff like that. So your personal Facebook page, any other social media you can think of. There's like 50 platforms now.
Yep.
And then signs. So now, like after I'm canvassing each day, now we're getting closer to the event. Now it's Friday. I put my signs out on Friday after 5 p.m. Because a lot of like jurisdictions, whatever else, if they have sign ordinances or whatever, a lot of government buildings, they're closed by 5. So now I'm putting my open house signs out. Most of the time they don't care, but that's why I wait till after 5. And then the reason I do it on Friday versus the day of is that means all day Friday and all day Saturday, people are going to be driving through to find where this open house is. They have to drive by, they have to see my sign, and they're probably going to call me to be like, hey, when's this open house? So now I got another lead coming in. And then I literally, I do this as well. Like I'm placing 5 or 6 on the biggest intersection to point in versus just like one fly or one sign. And then day of. So I know you said this as well, but we love to show up early, and we have to show up early just to clean and prep. That's kind of the biggest things is we gotta make sure all the blinds are open, all the lights are turned on, all the counters are cleared off, and then prepping. So I always bring a sign-up sheet with me because again, we're trying to capture leads basically. And so with my sign-up sheet, a little trick that I do too is the top 2 or 3 lines I usually fill in with some random person's information. It could be Taylor's, it could be whoever's, but I'm filling in the top 3. I'm putting their phone number, email, and then once people come in and they see, hey, these people put their information, they tend to follow suit too.
Okay, that's smart.
Versus just a blank paper, or if the first person just puts their name, then other people just put their name and they're skipping the phone and email. So if I fill out 2 or 3 fully, then people are like, okay, these people have 2.
Okay.
And then really during the open house, really my biggest focus is the sign up sheet. And then I casually just talk to people too and just ask general questions. Like one of my first questions is, hey, did you see this house online, or were you just driving through the area? And then usually by that question, they say, oh, I'm just a neighbor. Or so then I know, okay, potential seller, or hey, yes, I saw this online, so they're a buyer. And then one of the next questions I say is your agent coming as well, or is it just you guys? And then that question, they either say, oh, no, we don't have an agent, we're just looking. Or they say, oh, our agent couldn't make it today. And if they say that, then I know, like, I make a little note on the back of the sheet, like, hey, I'm just going to leave this lead alone because they already have an agent. So does that kind of help?
Yeah. Where do you have your sign up sheet? Like when people come in the house, like we'll have flyers of the house, and I might even have a couple of PCDs and measurements, room measure, a couple of listing, print off the MLS in a folder for people who don't have it. But I have like a table with our, somewhere in the house. But where do you usually put a sign up sheet? Because I've never had success with them. Like people don't want to put them out, and I've had agents sign their name or something.
Yeah.
So how do you do that?
So I either put it on like kitchen counter because everybody's going to walk through the kitchen, and then, or I bring like a little pop-up table, and then I can put that towards the front of the house. And
like how do you ask people to sign it, or?
Yeah, so I'll just say, hey, per the owner's request, do you mind just signing in, just so we can keep track of how many people are coming in and out?
Per owner's request. There you go. Okay. Okay, that's good.
Because too, they're walking through somebody else's house. So when you throw that out, then it's like, oh, okay, yeah, I'm just being courteous. Like, let me go ahead and fill this out.
That's a good one. Okay.
But and everything is throughout the week with my canvassing, with hitting the different neighbors, with the sign up sheet. Everything is obviously afterwards is the follow-up game is where everything comes through in the end. Because I have all my leads, any of them that said they have an agent, if they're going to make an offer, then they would follow up later through that agent. But anybody that doesn't, then throughout the whole process, I'm updating them. So I'm sending them an email or I'm calling saying, hey, we had 30 people come out. Just want to see if you guys want to move forward with the house, or hey, we just got an offer in, or hey, we're just pending. Hey, we're under contract. Hey, we're sold. So like it's multiple touch points. And then I'm also like, can I help you find another house? So it's just always the follow-up with all the leads that come through.
Right. Okay.
Because you guys had it was Swift that had like 200 people come through.
Yeah.
Right.
It was ridiculous.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, we did 2 to 4. Now I'm going, why didn't we do 1 to 3? I mean, it was crazy, but I mean, it's great. No complaints, but it was just like, yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't, and that's where I think some agents, they just kind of tend to overcomplicate it. Like, but I don't have all this money to print it. And I was like, look, I went to the public library for 10 cents and print off one.
Yeah.
That's what I did.
That's
Or
smart.
the open house signs, like we have open house signs people can borrow. I know other agents will have them, so just borrow them. Then it's really just like talking to people is free, putting it on the MLS if it's your listing is free, social media is free.
Mhm.
So it really doesn't have to be this big crazy expensive ordeal.
We got signs. I think Taylor did our artwork and stuff for him, but we got our signs printed and they're just the corrugated, double-sided. And then we have, it says for sale on the sign already, but it's got the strip across the top. You can do open house,
Oh,
coming soon. You just use the H bracket. So the top of it, you change out coming soon, open house, pending, sold, that. So you switch it out with one sign base.
nice.
So anyway, but yeah.
Like a little sign writer, basically.
Yep. Just a rider that uses an H bracket that sticks down into the top of that. So yeah.
And
They're not
those aren't
expensive.
expensive either. Just the writers.
No,
and
they're
stuff.
not. No, they're not. And then that's what we use for our open houses on the corners too.
Yeah.
So
'Cause how many? I mean, you guys got a handful of future deals from your open house, I believe.
well, I'm working. Yeah, we're working. Anthony's working with 1, 2 clients. I'm working with like 6 or 7 out of state clients from it. And one of the clients that came in from Florida, they bought an off market listing that Anthony had that he was going to list. And but yeah, I've got some active buyers now, which is awesome. So, and neighbors, that was what the neighbors were coming and, saying, hey, I want you to list my house. We've sold houses, but this has never happened. So, yeah, it was neat.
Yep. So that's kind of that. I'm trying to think of the right word. Almost validity to the neighbors, as far as like they see the
Right.
success you're having. Also, when I'm following up with the neighbors to say, hey, it's pending, and they're like, wow, in a day, like that's crazy. And then like, hey, it just sold. And then yeah, it's that validity for the neighborhood. Like, wow, they know what they're doing. And that's where you saw the success of like, hey, come list my house.
Yeah. And I do have a girl I'm working with who in East Nashville listing her house and she's buying. They're actually buying 2. So it's pretty cool. So one sale and 2 purchases. So
Nice. Do you guys
Yeah.
do you guys play like any music or bring any like little food items or anything like that?
So I always like in the kitchen or somewhere on the counter. We have a front table somewhere close with our cards and maybe a flyer of the house.
Yep.
And then in the kitchen, I always have these little baskets and I always do like small bottles of water, the little 6-ounce waters. I do bottles of water just sitting there. And then I do like granola bars. And then I always do a thing of like Hershey's or Kisses. I have the chocolate there because we were out showing houses one day with our clients and we were starving. Our lunch, we were doing some spontaneous stopping and we walked into a house and they had all these great, anyway, it was just awesome. So we started doing that and people love it and they stand there and talk And they'll go, oh, and they look at the papers and, I don't know. It's just, that's what we've always done. So
Yeah.
nothing big.
And that's one of those, when you start doing stuff like that, it makes it easier and easier to talk to the neighbors. Cause it's like, hey, we're going to have some drinks, whether that be water or
Yeah.
whatever else. We're going to have some cookies or candy or like whatever, like that just makes it even easier to invite them.
Yeah. Neighbors
we-
love to see neighbors' houses. They love to come in.
Yeah. Yes.
They do.
The nosy neighbors.
Yes, they do.
But we've done that too, like the little bottles of water, and me and Taylor have even like stayed up late the night before, and we were literally like hole punching through my business cards and then tying a little ribbon to the water bottle. So when they took it,
Oh, that's a good idea.
that's a good idea.
Stealing it.
we always brought a little Bluetooth speaker too, and then we just play like a light instrumental jazz or something just to break like the kind of the silence of it.
We've done that before. We hadn't done it the last couple of times, but we've done the speaker and music and stuff before.
Yeah. Yeah, because the nicer we have it for the open house to make it more of that event versus just like work, it really stands out for those neighbors too. Like again, we're just kind of impressing the neighbors. Is like, wow, look at how professional it is. The sign up sheet, the bottled water, the flyers, it's clean. Like all the blinds are open, the windows are nice. Like it's truly an event that is welcoming and inviting. So that helps you out too.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, that's kind of the basics of the open house. Hopefully a tip here or there helped you out.
Oh, definitely. So let me ask you this. Our open houses, we've always done them 2 to 4.
Okay.
1 to 3, 1 to 4 probably is better. Gives you an extra hour. And because we've got one, we're getting ready to do a listing out here in Mount Juliet. And then we've got our signs. It's not a big deal. We can get 1 to 4, but do you think that's better?
You can do it that long. It depends on you guys if you want.
Did you say 1 to 3 or 1 to 4? What did you say?
Usually I do 1 to 3.
1 to 3. Okay.
I have done a couple. I think 1 to 3, 2 to 4, it's very comparable.
Is 1 to 3 a Florida time? I'm serious. I'm not being, is that what the standard is there?
Yeah.
Okay. That's it. Okay.
But I do find like that extra hour, it does make it just like, it is a long day for you then. If you're that full extra hour just makes it that much longer.
Yeah. And we did do some, because we had people telling us, oh, you need to do it Saturday and Sunday, or agents going, my clients are in town. And the Saturday and Sunday were brutal. And Saturday was like, what were we thinking? And it's inconvenient for the clients too. So our goal is to sell the house on open house.
So
to be under contract.
So did you have kind of the same experience? Saturday was a lot slower than Sundays?
Yes. Saturday was a lot slower. Even though you have agents begging to get in on Saturday, Saturday is a terrible day. We tried it and we were just like, it might have been different for this last one. And I don't know what the deal is, but I think since I started, I do it a little different though, because I started doing it because you can do 14 days before it has to go active. You can have it coming soon. You can do 14 days of marketing. And so I can have my coming soon sign in the yard. And then on Friday or Saturday morning, Friday or Saturday, I can't remember. Friday, we'll put the coming soon or the open house and arrow signs, from the main roads and pointers. And then the open Sunday, but we'll do a 14 days and we get calls, everybody wants to see it. Is there any way you can sell it? Are you taking offers? No.
People want what they can't have.
Yeah. And 14 days is like, it's brutally mean, but the open houses are, we did it here when I started doing 14 days, we were getting offers. They had them written up and they were sending them as soon as they saw the house.
Yep.
So, and they'd driven by, every time we went to this house, there were people in the driveway. We'd have to like keep going around the block because they were in both driveways and they were walking around the house and, so anyway, but I don't know.
It's like Anthony said, people want what they can't have. So you're driving them crazy for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And we also early on made what I consider to be a rookie mistake, and that is we had so much interest that we cut short. We made it go active before the open house. And yes, it sold, but we missed out on the opportunities of the people coming in for the open house.
Yeah, we did that a long time ago and it was like, that was so dumb,
Yeah.
So anyway, but now it's a level playing field. Nobody sees it until Sunday at 2. I don't do showings until the open house.
Right. Yep.
Sundays at 2 is the first time somebody walks in, and then they can start scheduling if they want to from 4 o'clock on. And then we'll do showings Monday till sometime in the afternoon and then cut it off. That's it.
Yep. I like that.
So, yeah. But anyway,
Yeah,
no, that's great tips.
Yeah, because
I like your
it's similar, but yes, you definitely with the 14 days, you're getting as many drive-by, sign calls,
Yeah.
website visitors, because you have a very similar structure where like we list it for sale, so it
Yeah.
starts driving the buzz, and we see a spike online, and then it kind of goes down a little bit, and then by saying open house, it spikes it back up, and
Yeah.
so yeah,
Now, see, I didn't even know that. That's something I didn't know, to change it to open house. I've never done that. I've always just done it coming soon, but marked it active, but it doesn't count it as on the mark, as active until Sunday when it goes on. But I'll just put a picture of the front of the house
yep,
and I'll have it coming soon with I call it my teaser.
yes,
And then I have my photographer, then I'll start cleaning it and getting it done my way, picture clean. And then I work through it, and then I put pictures on usually the second week, tried to do it by like Tuesday or Wednesday before the open house. So it's sitting there with that one picture, which goes, oh, it's a cute neighborhood, or, whatever. And I
Yep.
might take use some of my phone pictures, but I'm like, professional pictures coming. So.
yeah, and
But
I would, whenever you post those pictures, post it before one of these updates, so that way, like if I have the house listed for sale as a coming soon, just the first photo, and then if I add let's say on a Tuesday, and then I hit the open house, when it resends it out, now people have those fresh photos.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah, that's a good idea. Okay, awesome. Because I didn't even think about how it refreshes and sends it back out to them again, that somebody's changed it, like a status change. Okay.
yep. And then I've noticed I can't remember if it's Redfin or Realtor.com. They do a good job of, when you have an open house as well, when you're searching as a consumer, it's saying, hey, plan your weekend ahead. Here's a couple open houses in your area. And they usually send that out. I think that's Friday or Saturday. They send those emails out to people.
If they're looking for open houses.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I got to get better at the computer thing. I'm terrible at the social media and stuff. It's something that I have to do, but yeah.
Nope, you guys are good. So I'm
Get better.
you said your next listing is coming up soon?
Yes, she just got her kitchen painted and sent me pictures yesterday, and she's right here in our neighborhood.
Perfect.
Yeah, she's the one that was asking about if anybody knew any painters, and I said, let me check. And then I thought she was a FISBO. She was going to, but anyway, gave her boxes for my mom and ended up giving her a CMA report.
Mhm.
And she's called me and said, hey, we're going to use you. And I was like, for what? She's cute. So yeah, so that's coming up in hopefully next week. We'll sign something soon. So
Nice. All right. Well, yeah.
Thank you. Those are great ideas.
Yeah, let me know how it goes. And that's
I will.
everything I had. And yeah, good luck on the next open house.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
Have a good night.
You too. Bye.